let's do it.
All right. So if you're just joining us, I am Serena Hicks. I'm here with Austin360 Studio Sessions, thanks to Bud Light. And this is the Deadly Apples. Yeah. So, good morning.
Good morning.
As you said, you're like noon. This is the middle of the night for us.
Yes, for me at least.
For you, what
Yeah.
time do you, like in normal life, because you're touring right now, which we're going to discuss shortly, but in normal life, what time do you prefer to wake?
Usually right now. So,
Right.
yeah.
So thanks for the early rise for us. We appreciate you guys.
Well, thanks for having us. We
sure.
appreciate.
For sure. So I had some questions come in. If you're watching on Facebook Live, you can post your questions in the comment section, and so long as we're still live, I will try to ask them. So one of the first questions that I loved, okay. Amber Rebold wants to know, how did y'all meet and become a group? Alex, I know you started the group in Montreal, which explains you guys all have these glorious accents. Guys
Yes.
backstage, they were introducing themselves, and I'm like, my accent is so not as pretty. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Tell us the
thank you.
story,
Of how we met.
please.
Well, long story short, I mean, I started this band when I was in high school, so it was like very amateur at first, and there was like a million musicians that came in and out. So I'd say the current version of the band really formed when I met Antoine, who's a great songwriter and great drummer, and we just kind of joined forces. And then we met Dan, who worked with us on the Infected EP, and then we worked on the Petty album. And then we actually stopped for 7 years because I'm also a festival promoter in Canada. So the festival was kind of blowing up in popularity. It really took off, so I really had to focus on the growth of the event. And we actually reformed the band last year, and it's just been going nonstop since then.
I feel like we're burying the lead. You're like, we took a 7-year timeout. 7 years?
Yeah, 7 years. It was a long time.
That is a long time out. Like, people are born and go to second grade in 7 years.
Exactly.
Very cool. So did you guys like stay in touch? And it was like, yeah, we'll see. And then the time was right?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, like the first reunion show we did was playing right before Rammstein in Canada, which was amazing. And you know, just this year we went to Japan with Korn for a short tour. We
No
went,
big deal.
Yeah, we
went
to
Japan with Korn.
South America with Deftones, which was amazing. And now for our first US tour in 8 years, we're touring all summer with Marilyn, Manson, and Rob Zombie on the Twins of Evil tour, which has been amazing. And it's like a dream tour for us, especially after 8 years to come back here and play these huge amphitheaters every night. So it's been great.
Cool. Well, this was great for us. I have more questions that I'll be asking shortly, but, well, I should actually come right to it. I had a friend texting me because she was like, I can't post on Facebook right now, but ask them how they feel about this like goth industrial sort of metal light version, the acoustic version. Because you don't do this when you're on stage at night before Rob Zombie and...
No.
This is the diet version, Raul. This is soft, sweet lullaby version.
Yeah, well, it's fun, you know. Like we practiced a little bit on the bus, and we're, as I was saying earlier, like we're used to doing very intense performances,
slightly ragey,
and yeah, it's it's really high energy, and so now it feels like very, very soft. So it's gonna get harder tonight once we get to the actual show. So
I like that you're like, tell my fans right now it will be normal loud tonight at the amphitheater.
Exactly.
Got it. But if I could just put in a request, and I feel like the studio audience might back me on this, I feel like it's like chill version of goth, like super sexy late night after party vibes. If you want to put out another CD for the after party, right? I feel like that's the like, it's dark, it's slower.
It's a good description, yeah.
Okay, thanks. Call me, we'll produce. Okay, James Envy wants to know, will you be doing a solo US tour after the summer? If so, come to Atlanta and Dallas.
Well, we'd love to come back to Atlanta and Dallas. Those two cities were great on this tour, as were many others. But yeah, there's a bunch of touring options up in the air, which I can't talk about right away. But
Why
it's
not?
being worked out because it's not confirmed yet. But yeah, we're working on it, and And even though we haven't released the Pity album yet, we're already working on another new album.
Let's
you know,
talk about that.
yeah, well, it's mostly Antoine who wrote the songs. So,
Antoine, you want to tell me about it?
Well, it's at the writing stage. It's I mean, the songs are still demos. Obviously, it's gonna be more a bit more melodic, but still the same intensity. I'm trying to get to a new level, which is a bit not complicated, but it's a lot of soul searching, and but it's hard for me to describe. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're an artist. I'm getting used to this. Artists are artists. You guys don't do the linear sentences as well, but you make us art. So you do you. Yeah. Okay. When do we have like a goal for the deadline for this album, or do we not rush art?
Well, the first step is to release the Petty album, which is already done. It's been mixed and mastered. So
And where
it's
can we
ready to
find
go
it?
out. Well, it hasn't been released yet. We released 4 songs on streaming services like Spotify, Apple Music, and
Sure.
everywhere else. Yeah, we're still working out the details of the full album release, which we hope will be this
Soon.
fall at some point. Yeah.
Okay, good. So should we stalk you on your website, your Facebook page, your Instagram? Where's the best place for fans to stay connected with you?
Facebook and Instagram for sure. Yeah.
We can do that. Yeah. Speaking of, okay. Oh, well, yes. David Royce says, are they opening up for Rob/Manson? Yes, it's Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
Tonight.
All summer. That's
All
what
summer.
we've been doing
And if you're
since early July.
if
Yeah.
you're lucky enough to be in Austin, you can catch him at the Austin360 Amphitheater tonight, Friday, August 17th. Yeah. clap
7
for that.
p.m..
Yes. Yeah, it should be a good time. Let's see. Lexi Pixie says they are amazing.
Thank
we
you.
agree, Lexi. Oh, I love these questions. Ivanhoe, MSA, please ask if the singer is single. He is cute. I got you, Ivanhoe.
Are
you blushing?
Yes, I'm single. Thank
And
you.
blushing?
Thank you, Ivanhoe. I know some Spanish. Eres muy hermosa. So.
Oh, things just got real.
Yeah.
Okay. More of those questions, please. This makes me very happy. James Envy says he caught you guys 5-6 times with Manson and that you guys are great live, as we know.
Thank you.
Sarah Billings threw down like 20 hearts and said my favorite.
I'm her favorite, or who's the favorite? Is it him?
Alex, I think we're getting a little. I think she meant y'all.
Oh, okay.
Collectively.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
We can accept that.
Yeah. Deadly Apples together. Caitlin Stanley says, do you guys plan to have any music videos in the future for your music?
Yeah, we just got to get to it. Basically, Antoine is actually a film director, so, whenever Antoine decides to do one, we'll do it.
Are we on schedule?
Well, when the schedule will allow us to do it, and yeah, we'll do one. Sure.
Yeah, he directed the one for Further.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I think that's what Caitlin is probably referring to because she's like, I want more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then more is coming.
Caitlin, they're on it. Stay tuned. Monique Candiff wants to know, where did you come up with the name Deadly Apples?
I wish I had a cool story for it.
Let's make one up.
But unfortunately, actually the first show I played in high school, we were called the Apples, and it was really silly. It's just because the guitar player's guitar was green and the bass was red, so they were like, oh, let's call ourselves the Apples.
Sure.
But when the band became more serious,
And a
I
little
was
darker?
like, I want to keep the word Apples. I think it's kind of cool, and I was thinking of different words, and Deadly just kind of sounded cool.
Deadly.
And yeah, like
Felt right.
Yeah, well, Deadly Apples to me kind of feels like there can be many meanings behind it, and to me it's I like bands with names that are kind of intriguing, kind of like Nine Inch Nails or Smashing Pumpkins. I like those types of names.
Okay. All right. Well, we're into it. I appreciate the question because I was like, is this deep? Are we going to talk about the Garden of Eden? Are we going to talk about fairy tales? Okay. Let's talk about a typical day on tour. Walk me through. You wake up around noon. Do you eat breakfast? Do you grab coffee first? Tell me generally what life has been like for the last couple weeks on the road.
Usually, I just wake up, try to get some work done, and
what does that mean? Write songs together, or?
Not writing songs, but I kind of manage the band at the same time, and I have to work on my festival at the same time.
That other job.
So lots of stuff going on, and we I guess it's different for all the guys every day. We all have our different routines. Raul is obviously the one who works out, and so he can be shirtless on stage.
Nobody's mad about that.
Yeah.
One in every band.
So we all have our different routines. Yeah.
And roles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that. What's the favorite thing about being in Austin? This isn't your first time here, yeah?
I came here several times for South by Southwest.
Right.
I haven't been in several years.
Welcome
but,
back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It's a fun city, and it's funny because the first time we came was during South by Southwest, and we were walking around, watching like the million bands playing in every corner, and we were kind of like, it was cool, but in a sense we kind of felt bad for these bands, because I'm like, it kind of sucks playing like in the corner in a window of like a store or whatever with like two people watching.
Yeah.
And we're like, we'll probably have to do this if we want to play in Austin. And then fast forward like 7 or 8 years later, and our first show in Austin, aside from here, is at the amphitheater with Manson and Zombie. So that's pretty cool.
Nailed it. Yeah. We're pretty thrilled for that. Let me see. I'm going to do 2 more questions from the interwebs, and then I've got a few personal questions, and we'll let you go. Sarah. Sarah Billings. Deadly Apple's name is perfect. 1 bite, and you are hooked. The perfect drug. Sarah, we love your head. We do. I know, Sarah. Good morning, Sarah. Okay. The other question for you is, that was me. So, okay. Let's talk about breakfast tacos in Austin. Do you guys have a preference yet?
I don't eat tacos. Maybe those guys do.
We'll talk later.
I remember a restaurant there was a huge hamburger with an egg on it and onions and everything. I don't remember exactly where it was, but
that was a great burger.
Yeah, I would like to find this place and go back.
Yeah. But then
it feels like it was one of those nights, right? You're like, I don't remember. I just remember a burger and an egg.
It was called the Hangover, so it was for the morning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we went there during the day a few times. But we can't eat that before we play tonight, or we won't be able to play.
Fair. Would be a different party. I feel like that was Kirby Lane, just a guess. Where are you guys playing after tonight?
We're doing Houston tomorrow.
Got it.
Yeah.
So we get you tonight, Friday night, Austin360 Amphitheater. All right, what's your favorite memory on tour so far? I hear you laughing, Raul. I will pass the microphone.
Yeah.
Get ready. We'll start here, and then I'm going to ask Raul.
You got to keep in mind, we're on tour with Marilyn, Manson, and Rob Zombie. So
yeah, that's why I asked.
So most of the things we can't really mention in public. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I mean, it's not a specific memory, but just overall, like going to Japan with Korn, that was like a great experience. And the Japanese crowds are really different. Like, they're super polite. So when the song ends, they clap, and then it's like total silence. And it's the same for all the bands. Like, even for Korn, it's like, they end the song, claps, and then silence. And it's, at first it was really like kind of weird, and it took some adjusting.
Sure.
And and they just jump up and down. There's no mosh pits or crowd surfing or any of that. So
polite.
Yeah, and there's not even a real barricade in the front. It's just kind of a ramp, and they just lean on it, and no one tries to get on stage or anything. So, it's a very cool place. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Raul, I'm gonna pass the microphone. I'm a control freak, so I don't do that a lot. So Be good.
So, my favorite memory on tour is very mundane, and it's being regular, meaning you guys don't understand. It's terrible. It's the hardest thing to be regular. And Sasha's laughing. He knows. So just, trying to find those moments where you can be alone. You asked.
Our favorite moments on tour is finding beer for our crew guys, which is the best crew guys that we could ask for. And
We have beer. We
Plus,
have Bud Light. We will send you guys with some
Okay.
Bud Light because
All right.
we are good people.
okay, thank you. They're gonna be happy. Are you guys happy back there? All right.
Sending you home with Bud Light, y'all.
Yeah, it's funny because we're all pretty straight. We barely drink. We don't do drugs. We don't do anything.
But your crew.
But the crew guys are the guys that party.
Crew is reliable. Oh, right. No.
Okay, his mom is listening. We were
His
just
mom
kidding.
doesn't know. His mom doesn't know. Okay. Antony, I hope I didn't just ruin your name. What is your Antoine?
Antoine.
Tour. I was thinking of the spelling, which I don't do, and that's where I got lost. What is your favorite tour memory so far? And Raul, thank you for your candor. We appreciate you.
I think it's here. The public is so the crowd are so welcoming. It's night after night we get thousands of emails and texts and stuff like that. It's really nice. And we've been here for the past month, so it's like it's ongoing, night after night. And to me, it's a very nice feeling. Yeah. I think it would be
When you said here, I thought you meant this very moment right now is your favorite memory.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, it's all
fans,
yeah.
you guys are awesome. That makes me inspired to write more thank you notes to to groups I love. So thank you for sharing that. We'll do it. We'll be good fans. Daniel, what's your favorite memory so far? Yeah, thank you.
This one, yeah. Well, we had a few amazing shows. I think I'm thinking the House of Blues was pretty cool.
House of Blues where?
Yeah, Myrtle Beach was great. A few shows pop out for me like this, but some nights are just you're just feeling it more. That's how it. Apart from that, we were talking about the crew guys before. It's just seeing them go crazy every night. It's so fun.
You guys are like proud parents.
No,
You're
they're
we're
so
good.
They're so funny. We're for myself, maybe more relaxed guy, but these guys. It's funny. It's great. So
Living the dream by way of crew. I'm super into it. Awesome. All right, I'm wrapping us up. This has been another Austin360 Studio Session. This episode is presented by Bud Light, and this is Deadly Apples.
Thank you. Thanks for
Thank you
having
guys
us.
so much for
Appreciate it.
coming in. Thank you.